Hi, this is Calibre, and these are my 5 favourite B-sides for electronic beats. So this record is by an artist called Klaus, whom I know nothing about. This record is an ambient record. It's a mixture of dub and strange environmental sounds all mixed together. And I've used all 3 tunes on this record I've used, but one in particular, Gus, I find is an absolutely amazing tune for transitional work, which means that I use this record as something to go from one tempo to another tempo. But apart from the fact that it's a brilliant tool, the actual music on this is really, it's something else. It's hard to put it into an ambient bracket, and it would exist in a garage set or a drum bass set or even a techno set. It's a very versatile record, and I wish I knew more about the guy that wrote it. This record was first introduced to me by Torsten from Hardwax. He used to work at Hardwax many years ago, and anytime I see this guy's work, I'll buy it. And it's an amazing bit of music, very useful for all types of things, and it's also brilliant for listening to. My second choice is from the late 60s. It's on a label called Camel, and Camel was actually a bunch of labels underneath the umbrella record label called Palma Records, which was run by 2 brothers called Palma Brothers. This artist here is a guy called Linford Beresford English, and his artist name is Junior English. And this is I think it's his the first release that he put out on Camel Records, part of Palma. And I think he did 3 releases. This is the first one, and it's a track called Somewhere. And I think it's a really, really beautiful, understated reggae record. This record label here is actually part of a collection that I bought in Belfast from a record store called Sound Advice. Thank you, Miriam and Chris Fries. And this is a very rare group of records that I bought here, and I could have actually picked the whole favourite 5 B-sides from this collection alone. I think it's not something that a lot of people know about this period in mid-60s to late 60s. So it has this really wonderful mixture of soul music and reggae, which I think was missing in later incarnations of reggae.
That we never dream of. That was before you and I. Someday they tell me happiness will fight for us. A dream, oh yeah, that we never dream of. And meanwhile, my darling, I only told you that was before you and I. And oh Lord, I said I said I love you, and I need no other one but you.
Number 3 is this record here by the infamous Underground Resistance. This record, I originally bought a copy of this record in Smithfields Market in Belfast, and anybody from Belfast who watches this will know Smithfield Markets from 20-30 years ago. It's quite an extraordinary place. But there was an electronics store there. This guy was selling all sorts of stuff, but for some reason he sold really good techno records in a box in the back of the shop. and I bought this, not this particular copy, but I have another copy in Belfast. And Transition, I think again, it's one of those underground resistance tunes that doesn't really try to sound like anybody, just is doing what it does for itself, and I really love that about their work. Just this really brilliant message being sent through the music, and I think that's something that doesn't really exist so much anymore. But this is an amazing record. I think it marks a period of a phase of underground resistance as well. And yeah, but the other side's brilliant as well. But Transition, that's the one.
There will come a time in your life when you will ask yourself a series of questions. Am I happy with who I am?
Am I happy with who I am?
Find your strength in the sound and make your transition. Make your transition. Make your transition.
Number 4, we have here, I think for me, possibly my most favorite version. There's many different versions of this. There's quite a few different vocal versions of this, but it's the dub that I really love. And in keeping with the B-sides, obviously B-sides, it could all be reggae, but this tune is something that I could listen to for hours and hours, and I kid you not, I could put this on and let it play for half an hour, and it would not bother me. It's something about the groove in this record. It's really, really simple, but when I hear it, it's like, you know, the universe out there made those bass lines, and this is on this record. My last choice for the B-sides, I actually sought this record out for the B-side. The B-side is Fantastic Life, and the band is The Fall. And anybody who collects The Fall will know this is a sought-after record. I'd like to talk about Marky Smith, and particularly the lyrics in this record. You can go to a website called The Fall Annotated, which is an explanation of the lyrics that Marky Smith used. And in this record, in Fantastic Life, for instance, he will reference so many different things across a historical time period that it's almost like a James Joyce novel. It's totally unique. There's nobody else in rock and roll that you really need to go and look and read about the lyrics the way you need to with Marky Smith. And his brutal determination with the band and how he went through the members to create sort of an edge in the sound. It's an absolutely extraordinary story. And for people that don't like The Fall, I don't care. This is an amazing record, an amazing band. And this is definitely one of my favorite B-sides.
Too much brandy for breakfast. People tend to let you down. It's a swine.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed my 5 B-sides. I really enjoyed picking them. It's nice to share them with you. Peace.